And
we're back with Triple H is a Bad Booker, episode 15. And this one, it was one where as soon as I saw what had happened on Raw, I had to do a video about it. I was like, this is like a Bad Booker episode on its own, just with these two in it.
God.
Like, I mean, trust me, it can get much worse. But let's go ahead and just talk about the possibility
not
now.
Much, but...
Not that much, but let's go ahead and talk about how much worse it could get. And let's talk about the fact that Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed, two of the most overinflated NXT jobbers that have ever existed in NXT, are being heavily pushed on the main roster and are now being put in an Elimination Chamber match. Now, beforehand, an Elimination Chamber match used to stand for you were getting a shot at the world title if you won that match.
Right.
What they're doing now is they're making it for the U.S. title.
Oh, God.
As a way to showcase the mid-carders and allow Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed to have a spot in a match that they don't deserve to have a fucking spot in.
Well, this part's going to say, what, but they're building up the mid-card titles.
It doesn't build up the mid-card titles.
No.
Because for one, if it's a gimmick match like that, I only want the top of the fucking heap in it.
Of course.
Because that's what it's all about. Who the fuck is going to care about Austin Theory going in and battling a bunch of fucking mid-carders?
Right.
I mean, at least at the very least with Elimination Chamber, one of the things about it is you got to see people who should have competed for the world title or got close to it. They got their shot in that match. They were able to compete in that match and face other contenders.
Well, and the star power that title was held on, like back in the late 80s, early 90s, it was on Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior. Like it was on some like huge name stars back in the day.
Right.
You can't put it on some fucking no-name guy that isn't over and then expect the title to matter. You got to put that title on someone that's over.
Well, not only that, but even the Elimination Chamber in itself. I mean, this is a match that should be for the best of the best. Now, granted, Austin Theory, while I do think he's a competent U.S. champion, I think him having to compete against such fucking bottom feeder scum in a marquee match like this, the fact they're putting it on a poster and shit, and they're trying to make Gargano and Bronson Reed into household names by lowering the fucking standards of the Elimination Chamber just so these fucking neckbeards, these dorks, could compete in this match.
Oh, God.
That is what it is. It's two fucking wrestling fans cosplaying as wrestlers. One thinks he's Bam Bam Bigelow. The other thinks he's Shawn Michaels. And they're fucking competing in a match with fucking other wrestlers. That's all it is.
They're Comic-Con nerd virgins that are cosplaying as other wrestlers that were over. Well, and that's the thing right there with as we just said, is that you only put a title on someone if they're over.
Right.
Even if it's a mid-card title. You can't put it on someone who doesn't matter and then expect that people to give a shit about the title.
Right.
Period.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it doesn't matter if you have an Elimination Chamber for the mid-card belt. I mean, I look at it this way. Hasn't Austin Theory been through fucking enough for the U.S. title?
Well,
no, we're going to have him bang up his buddy in a stupid cage match.
But even with that being said, he doesn't matter.
Right.
Like if you, I hate to say this, but if you put the Intercontinental title on Sami Zayn is somewhat over with the marks. He would get that title over.
He would.
I hate to say it because at the very least, he's somewhat over.
But that's the mid-card title. That's where Sami Zayn belongs.
Yep.
Unfortunately, these fucking dorks, what they want to do is they want to take the bottom feeders from NXT, elevate them to mid-card, and they want to take the mid-carders like Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn and elevate them to main event. Why? Because we need star power in WWE, and this is the fucking spot to do it right here.
Like the problem, like they have the title on Gunther. Gunther's not over.
Right.
What Gunther is an overhyped, boring schmuck that does chops that the smarks jack off to.
I mean, forget about the fact that Chris Jericho said he wouldn't job to Gunther, but he'll job to Action Andretti. But that's the thing about Gunther is just completely overrated by these fucking smart dork vomit fans because he fucking was Walter on the Indies for the longest time. Yeah. That's all they fucking care about is the cred of somebody who is competing for the WWE title.
You can't give a shit about them. When you're in WWE, you got to care about, are you over?
These fans, they hate homegrowns.
Of course.
They fucking hate them. With the exception of Bray Wyatt, they fucking hate homegrown talents.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
And these are the same fans that shit on Roman Reigns for years and are now praising him because he's over. Because the bloodline is over
because he's playing the heel he should have the whole time.
God.
Shut the fuck up, okay? You're only riding the fucking bandwagon. For years, JD was pissing all over Roman Reigns, and now he's bending down to suck his bloodline.
Oh, they all were.
Mm-hmm.
All of them were.
Mm-hmm.
Every single Smark was.
Yep.
Because Bruce Blitz started that fucking bullshit of, fuck Roman Reigns is the next He started a lot of this shit.
Well, JD took the ball that Bruce had.
Oh, for
Let's
sure,
just be fair and honest with it. JD took that ball, he ran with it, which is why this is what it comes down to. JD, for the longest time, what has he done? Promoted the fuck out of Bronson Reed.
Right.
Said, Bronson Reed is savage.
Oh, God.
He's promoted the fuck out of Johnny Gargano, even stood in photos with him. Keep in mind, Johnny Gargano towers over him, which is weird as fuck because Johnny Gargano is like the size of an action figure, but he's slightly bigger than Johnny Gargano.
Well, and that's what JD is. JD is just a nerdy version of Bruce Blitz. He's a nerdy imitation of Bruce Blitz.
Yeah.
It's really all he is.
Like basically the virgin Bruce Blitz.
Yeah,
Because I think Bruce probably got pussy. He probably paid for it at least once.
Bruce was at least somewhat masculine. He looks like an adult.
Right.
JD looks like a virgin.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, and the woman hating too. That's how you can always tell a virgin right off the bat is the blatant woman hating. And JD hates women that aren't part of the four horseface women. If you weren't Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey, Becky, you don't deserve his respect.
Well, it's like with us. We don't hate women, the women that are in the business. We just hate that they're ugly and boring.
Well, and that's the thing is I have no personal hatred towards anybody in the business who is being pushed. I'm pissed off at the person who is pushing them because they're not talented.
Correct.
That's what it all comes down to. And especially with people like Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed, who have been so heavily pushed by the IWC for so fucking long. And Triple H, he's loving that shit. That's why he's putting them in the Elimination Chamber. This is a direct suck off to the IWC.
Mm-hmm. Am I making you happy? Have you forgiven me for burying Austin Theory on a 16-match loss streak?
No.
We have not.
Because we don't have the memory of goldfish.
Exactly.
God, man.
But he's hoping they'll all forget. And he's hoping that they'll support Johnny Gargano winning the title. I bet you anything. Johnny Gargano is going to fucking win the title in that match.
Oh, probably.
Because, I mean, they got to get him in the mid-card, right? He's been in such a hot angle with The Miz and fucking Dexter Lumis Stalker. You know, it's such a hot angle.
Well, because Triple H is such a genius booker. He thinks that if
I put the title on him, it'll get him over.
no, asshole, he needs to get over first before you put the title on him.
Dude, at this point, you could literally have The Rock be his manager, and it would not get him over.
Well, The Rock would overshadow him.
Well, literally in every sense. But but not even The Rock. Stone Cold could not save this guy.
No.
Because Stone Cold would try to act serious, then Johnny would do something goofy and just ruin the fucking segment.
Of course.
Like, there's nobody, like, not a single manager out there that could get Johnny Gargano over. And if your whole selling point about Johnny Gargano is he's this technical wrestling master, how many of them are in the business nowadays?
Yeah, how many of them are on Raw?
How many of them wear the same exact fucking outfit with the fucking kick pads and the booty shorts? How many of them look like midget action figures?
Yep.
It's most of the AEW locker room, but now it's fucking mainstream WWE now because of fucking Noseman having his way. And what he has to have the perfect juxtaposition.
I got a shrimpy little piece of shit like Johnny Gargano, and then I got a big fat whale short squatty fuck like Bronson Reed. The Colossus Bronson Reed. And then he's only 5'6", but we're gonna call him a Colossus anyways.
And here they are, like, you got fucking Jim Cornette. He's the next Bam Bam Bigelow!
No.
Dude.
Bam Bam Bigelow was legitimately over 6 feet tall. No.
Yeah, Bam Bam was over 6 feet, and not only that, but Bam Bam was a legitimate tough guy.
Yeah.
You can't say the same for Bronson Reed. He's just a fat fuck with a Godzilla fin that stomps and makes camera shakes when he comes out.
He's a chubby munchkin in a singlet with a Shinsuke haircut.
He really is. Might as well dye his skin orange and make him an Oompa Loompa at this point. He has no career in wrestling.
Have him represent the Lollipop Guild.
There you go.
There you go.
Money.
It's
money. Make him the fat little Oompa Loompa who ate too much candy.
Represent the Lollipop Guild.
You know, that's what you do. Just give him candy and have him constantly eat on camera.
There you go.
You know, the gimmick is there, Dan.
He's the candy man.
But no, we have to take him seriously as the Colossus Bronson Reed.
You know, when Vince saw him, he's like, I think everything about NXT needs to die.
He looks like every fan in the front row.
Or we're going to call it NXT 2.0 because fuck Triple H.
And here we are now on NXT 3.0. It's sad to say. The champ was saying, as trash as he is, glad Smarks trash Noseman for Ziggler losing to Bronson Otako for the Elimination Chamber spot and not being in the Rumble for 15 years in a row this year. He missed this years.
Wow.
I was honestly surprised that Ziggler wasn't in the Rumble. I figured he would have been.
So that's why he's always screaming about it. No one appreciates me.
Now, so even more, dude. Well, because keep in mind, he was always a Vince guy, but not a top end Vince guy, like the
No.
bottom of the barrel fucking Vince guy. And under Triple H's regime, he's lucky he's not in NXT.
Yeah.
He's lucky he'll still be on the main roster. I hate to say it.
He was at NXT.
For an eye blink, but not. I'm talking permanently.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, they need the star power, right? But see, that's the problem, is that Noseman has no idea what star power is. He has no idea how to push his talents.
No.
And he's the type that's going to try to elevate two people who should never be anywhere near a title, let alone the main roster, in a match that is likely to hurt somebody.
Just put LA Knight in the fucking title and have him put him in the thing and have him win it.
That's another one, LA Knight. We were talking earlier on the news about, Edge, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton. Throw in LA Knight there too.
Yeah.
As another talented guy, knows how to cut a promo, knows how to carry a crowd. Why not?
And he, because of the whole feud with Bray Wyatt, he got over.
Yep.
Listen to the crowd reaction to him. He's over.
They love him.
They loved him.
They found out who he was, and they're like, wow, he's fucking not a shitty Max Dupree. He's fucking LA Knight.
Just put the Intercontinental title on LA Knight.
Yeah.
There you go.
I agree. And you know what? Straight up, LA Knight needs to be WWE champion.
For sure.
I completely agree with that. They're wasting their time with him. But no, what are they doing? Jobbing him to fucking Bray Wyatt on dark matches.
God.
Assholes. So yeah, this is a match that doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to exist. Why does it exist? Why? Because Triple H gets his fucking way. That's the whole reason why fucking Vince is urgent to sell, because he knows this big-nosed dipshit is going to fucking tank the company. He's going to fucking drive it into the ground, drive it through the concrete, drive it subterranean into the fucking underground bases. That's where WWE will be broadcasting from.
Hey, Vince, you better sell the company quick before I kill it.
That's what it is. It's almost like,
Don't worry, I have a plan.
you know what it reminds me of is that movie Crank. And,
Yeah, it does.
and Crank is WWE and Triple H is the fucking poison circulating through his veins. That's what it is. And
I'm gonna try to kill the fucking guy before he gets sued.
there it is. WWE is going to get fucking. He's going to put on life support right before the fucking sale.
And
Guaranteed.
we can all say in unison, fuck you, Nose Man. You fucking killed WWE.
You big nose fucking retard. God, you're stupid. NC.
JCN.